Welcome to the FishFlix.com Christian Movie Podcast. Every Wednesday, we review a Christian film, informing you about the story, production quality, and family friendliness. Our goal is to bring you all the latest news and insights on Christian movies and recommend wholesome films for you to watch together as a family. I'm your host, Noah Metzger, and today we'll be reviewing Max Lucado's film, Resurrection, a thrilling biblical movie starring Robert Jobe, Mark Steele, and Ray Lewandowski.
Do you want to die? Become a hero?
I want the truth.
Max Lucado's renowned short story is brought to life in this dramatic production that follows Claudius, a Roman guard who finds himself in the middle of a cover-up of the tumultuous events following Christ's execution. As he digs for the truth, Claudius discovers that the religious leaders, the Roman government, and even his closest friends are attempting to hide something from him and the world. In the end, his relentless pursuit of the answers to his growing questions threatens his reputation and even his life, but it also leads to his renewal. Resurrection is a gripping tale that not only challenges viewers to put themselves in the shoes of a Roman soldier assigned to Christ's execution, but also reminds them how any life can be changed by seeking truth and understanding. Resurrection released on DVD in 2011, but was originally made in 1999 and follows the story of Claudius, a Roman guard in the middle of the cover-up of Jesus' resurrection. As he draws closer to the truth, he begins to find everything he knows challenged by these new pieces of evidence. If you would like to find out more or purchase this movie, you can visit our website at www.FishFlix.com. I happened upon a trailer of this film the other day and was curious to watch it as it shares many similarities to the film Risen, which released in theaters back in February. Resurrection is based on a Max Lucado short story of the same name and has an approximate runtime of 40 minutes. The film is well made, although the budget is definitely lower than other films that we may be used to nowadays. It asks some very deep questions, and it's once again interesting to see this whole issue from the Romans' perspective. It seems that we often only see the side of the disciples and everything that they're going through in the few days after Jesus' resurrection. I like to see the story subverted like this, with us taking a look at the side of the Romans and their desperate attempt to cover up the strange and unexplainable disappearance of Jesus Christ. Resurrection really puts you inside of Claudius' head and allows you to see the world through his eyes. He's always been raised in support of the Roman government, and he always wants to support them and follow them. His allegiance is to the Romans, and to see them try to cover up something and avoid the truth at all costs begins to scare him. He begins to wonder if everything he's known is a lie, which is an interesting point of the film that I really enjoyed. As he slowly begins to realize this deception, he has to make a difficult choice. Should he follow the Romans and keep his life, or is he willing to step out beyond his comfort zone into what he believes is the truth, even if it means he loses his life? The movie explores some fascinating angles and takes a few unique perspectives on issues that I'd never really thought about before. I have enjoyed several stories from Max Lucado in the past, and this definitely is a classic that has lasted through the years. I did find myself hoping for maybe a little more action in the film, as story beats seem to happen a little too far apart in certain places. I really enjoyed the movie Risen that released earlier this year, and while I didn't find this movie quite up to the same standards as Risen, it's still a really enjoyable drama, and I was impressed with what they were able to accomplish on a much more limited budget. If you enjoy stories by Max Lucado, you'll most certainly want to see this timeless rendition of his short, Resurrection. The film stays free of sexual elements or any language. The only thing to really watch out for here is just a little bit of violence, as it does take place during the time of Jesus' crucifixion, when Romans are running rampant around the towns. When Claudius finds himself in over his head, he is sometimes forced to use violence to get out of the situation. Nothing in the film is particularly grotesque or unnecessarily gruesome, fortunately. We always like to follow the Dove Foundation, which has given it a faith-friendly rating for ages 12 and over. But as always, we recommend that you watch the film first and decide if it's appropriate for your particular family. And now we'd like to know what you think. Have you seen this movie and would like to let us know your thoughts? Maybe you'd like us to review a certain movie, or you have a question or comment. Whatever your thoughts may be, we'd love to hear from you, and we now have an email address you can write to us at. You can write your question, comment, suggestion, or anything else to podcast@FishFlix.com. We'd really like to know your thoughts. If you would like to find out more about Max Lucado's movie Resurrection, or you'd be interested in purchasing it, you can visit our website at www.FishFlix.com. The DVD is available for purchase on our website now. On our website, we have a vast assortment of Christian films you can learn about or purchase. We have a large collection containing both classics and brand new movies that are just releasing, all at incredibly low prices. Thank you for joining us, and as always, please be sure to stay tuned as we bring you more reviews every week on the FishFlix.com Christian Movie Podcast.